How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to be taking a look back at all the results from the Champions League, including Manchester United and Chelsea. And the last piece of news, we're going to be talking about Arsenal because Mikel Arteta has said that he regrets not including William Saliba in the Europa League squad.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start are the Champions League results from Wednesday night. Now, I know some people will want me to go through the Europa League scores and they will want me to sit there and try and read out some of those names because I struggle every single time. But in regards to the Arsenal game, I will be talking about that in my player ratings, which will be out a little bit later on today. So make sure you stay tuned for that. For now, though, we're going to concentrate on the Champions League games, the matches on Wednesday, which I was unable to highlight or speak about in great detail on yesterday's show. First place we're going to start was Istanbul against PSG, and it was a 2-0 win for PSG. And they'll be happy to get up and running with their Champions League campaign. And it was Moise Kean, 2 goals in the space of around about 15 minutes. But yeah, he'll be really happy to get off the mark, and you know, PSG themselves will be really happy to, you know, get themselves up and running after losing their opening game to Manchester United. Next game we have Krasnodar against Chelsea, and this was a very, very comfortable evening for Chelsea. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner from the penalty spot, Hakim Ziyech, and then Christian Pulisic in injury time made it a very comfortable evening. And Chelsea, yeah, they're going to be really happy with that. They've got the job done. And it was very interesting watching this game as well and seeing fans in the stadium. And we even see some Chelsea fans inside the stadium. Some of the locals, they weren't, you know, a contingent coming over from England. But it is nice to see football fans back inside stadiums. Although I don't think you're going to be seeing them in this country for any time soon. Next up, we have Borussia Dortmund against Zenit St. Petersburg. And that was a 2-0 win for Borussia Dortmund. Jadon Sancho with a penalty just over 10 minutes from time. And then Haaland. You cannot have a Champions League game without Haaland on the score sheet. And 91st minute. So you're looking at that and you think that Borussia Dortmund, they had to dig deep. They had to wait until 10 minutes from time to get the breakthrough. And then the result looks a little bit more comfortable than it may well have been. But a good result for them nevertheless. Next up we have Club Brugge against Lazio, and that finished in a 1-1 draw. Carrera put Lazio into the lead, and then Vanaken just before half time, and that was it, stalemate. It finished 1-1. Next up we have Dynamo Kiev, who were away against Ferencváros, and that finished 2-2. Nguyen and Bolly for the home side. And then here we go. Oh mate, how am I meant to pronounce that first name who scored the penalty? Tiskangov, I think it is. And then Depena. And then they had someone sent off as well, 4 minutes from time. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Why do I always get these dodgy names, man? No disrespect, but I can't pronounce them, man. Big game of the evening was Juve against Barcelona. Now, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo was not able to play, as the day before this game he still tested positive for coronavirus. And that was a little bit of a shame when you think that everyone was building this one up to being Ronaldo against Messi again. But it wasn't to be. Ousmane Dembele opening the scoring after 14 minutes. Demiral gets sent off, and then Lionel Messi scores in the 91st minute from the penalty spot. And it's quite interesting that on social media there was a little bit of to and fro between the official accounts to the club. And it'll be quite interesting to see whether Cristiano Ronaldo will be available when they travel to the Camp Nou, whenever that is. But yeah, I can't wait for that one, and I really hope that he can actually be involved, and those two can, you know, go up against each other again, because we don't know how many more times it's going to happen. Next up, we have Sevilla against Rennes, and this was a 1-0 win for Sevilla. De Jong scoring after 55 minutes, and that is a very, very good 3 points for Sevilla. Last game of the Champions League, and it was Manchester United against RB Leipzig, and it was an emphatic 5-0 victory for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, can he do any wrong right now? Hat-trick. When you're looking at the balance of the game, Manchester United played really well, to be fair. But the scoreline was one of those ones. In the 75th minute, you wouldn't have been predicting a 5-0. It was only 1-0. Rashford gets introduced, and then he scores 74, 78. And then to sum up just what kind of a person he is, with 3 minutes to go, Manchester United were awarded a penalty. Don't all fall off your seats in shock. Yes, they did have a penalty again. Rashford gave it up to Anthony Martial, who hasn't scored this season and is really struggling of late. And he found the corner of the goal, and that looked like that was it. But then Marcus Rashford, 92nd minute, had the opportunity to score his hat-trick, and he's had an unbelievable week. When you think about everything that he's been doing and how he's taking on Boris Johnson and the government, you know, he's part-time Prime Minister during the day and footballer by night. But listen, there was also an incident in this game as well where one of Manchester United's goals was offside. And I don't know how it gets checked and it's given. Let's be real, it's offside. But it don't take away anything from this performance. Manchester United on fire at the moment, and probably the worst time to be playing them at the minute. And Arsenal go there on Sunday. Absolutely wonderful, great crack. But what I will say, and this was very interesting, is that don't be so downbeat about the game on Sunday between Arsenal and Manchester United. We will get into that at a later date. But I remember when Manchester United beat PSG away from home in the Champions League, and then the following day Arsenal lost away to Rennes in the Europa League, and everybody was laughing. And then that weekend it was Arsenal against Manchester United, and everybody thought Manchester United were going to win. Arsenal won 2-0. So, yeah, let's not get too down in the dumps yet and think that that's a foregone conclusion. It's going to be a very difficult game. But like I said, we will deal with that when we do the previews and everything else in a couple of days' time. But brilliant result for Manchester United. And what looked like a group of death looks like a group of joy, because first two games, 6 points, beating PSG away, and now RB Leipzig at home. Very, very good from them. Next piece of news, and this is an interesting piece of news, and it's from Mikel Arteta, and he has been saying that he regrets taking the hurtful decision to leave William Saliba out of his Europa League squad. Now, of course, Arsenal did face Dundalk, and with the injury problems in defence, with David Luiz picking up one now, it would have been the perfect game, the perfect opportunity to give William Saliba some minutes and let him get out there and play. But he wasn't put in the squad, so it means that he couldn't be involved. And Mikel Arteta has been speaking about that. And at the moment, Arsenal have 8 on their books, but due to a mixture of injury and unavailability, Mustafi and Gabriel are the only 2 options available. Bad, isn't it? I remember everyone talking about our defence before, you know, the transfer window shut, and saying about we've got to get some off the books and everything else. And lo and behold, we've gone from 8 defenders to 2. Because David Luiz, of course, limped out of the game at the weekend against Leicester, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, Pablo Mari is still in the treatment room. Sokratis is not in the Europa League squad as well. But Mikel Arteta has been speaking, and he said that he feels really bad for William Saliba. Because we had so many central defenders, we decided to leave him out of the squad, which was a really hurtful decision for me to make. I was hoping that Pablo Mari would be back in 2 weeks, but he has had a setback, and then we don't have Pablo and we don't have Willian when he's fit and available to play. But when you make those decisions, you can't always think about every possible outcome. Saliba is yet to make his Arsenal debut after returning to the club this summer. Plans to loan him out back to St Etienne or to the Sky Championship were eventually shelved, but he has taken time to settle in North London. Asked if Saliba was making progress after a tentative start to life at Arsenal, Arteta said yes, he is in a much better place. He's feeling a lot more confident around the place, his language is improving, and he's starting to understand much better what we are doing physically. He's played a few games with the under-23s, which he needed because he didn't play any football in the last 7 or 8 months. Things are progressively getting better and better. So it's one of them. He regrets it. I think we all regret it. I wish that we could call upon William Saliba. He's available for the Premier League. That's one good thing. He can play in the Carabao Cup against Manchester City, which is on the horizon. So he can get his opportunities, and he can still play in the Europa League once this group phase is gone. So it's effectively, another 4 games that he needs to miss. And then once they go into the knockout phases, I believe it's in January, when they resubmit a new squad. Because obviously you can have new signings, player long-term injuries, and you can shuffle your pack and whatnot. I feel that he may well get that opportunity to be in the squad then. So yeah, the door's definitely not shut, and he's definitely not shut for the remainder of the season. He can still play a very big part, Premier League and Cup competitions, just not at the moment in the Europa League. So only 4 games to go, so it's not that bad, but would have been a great addition to have given the injuries. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.